Starting a new game can be overwhelming. The amount of different currencies, the confusing HUD, and the sheer amount of farming ahead of you, all on top of a constant battle with the gacha to give you the waifus that you asked for, might make you feel like you're in over your head. While you're still wading through the flaming mud that is lower levels, here are some things to be conscious about. It's time to stop doing these things until you're more familiar with the game. Level skills. Hear me out on this one. Leveling skills uses materials, and some of these are far more rare than you think. The story hands you a fair amount of rare materials, and it's easy to assume that you'll keep getting materials at this rate. Don't be fooled, because some servants have insanity-inducing material requirements, and this will only compound when you get more servants from the gacha. Now that you've heard me say the word materials 20 times, let's also consider that you probably aren't yet an expert at identifying which skills are good. If you're really determined, you should get acquainted with the skill and look up what increasing the skill's level will do. For example, let's look at Kurstarm Hassan's first skill, Throw Dagger Rank B. Each level added to this skill will give you 1 extra critical star when activated. Consider that each critical star only gives 1 out of 5 command cards a 10% chance to get a critical hit for 1 turn. Your effort is best utilized elsewhere, like some of his other skills. Level your servants equally. For completionists like me, there's a strong allure to having perfect, fully leveled servants across the board. While this dream is great, it takes an eternity to do this. For reference, I've been playing for 3 years and I still haven't leveled all of my servants. The fact of the matter is, there's not enough experience to go around. Each run of this quest rewards you with about 7 gold embers, which means you'll need to do 30 or more runs for a total of 1,200 AP or more than 4 straight days of farming to max level 1 3-star servant. Now, factor in the materials that you'll need to ascend your servants when they hit the level caps, and you're looking at a prodigious amount of farming just to get your 3 stars up to snuff. Instead, I suggest picking 1 servant from each class that you find reliable and focusing on them. 1 level 70 servant is much more useful than 3 level 48 servants. If you're lucky enough or whale enough to get 4-star or 5-star servants from the gacha, focus on them because they tend to be a little bit stronger. Neglect your support setup. Your servants are trash and nobody wants them. No, not really. A lot of new players are convinced that they have nothing to offer and will neglect their support setups, or sometimes they just don't know. But the fact is that someone somewhere will want your support. If it's not set up, you can't capitalize on those delicious friend points. Be the kind of account that you want to add as a friend. Sleep on the story. The story is good. Also, a lot of events require story chapters to be finished. All require Fuyuki to be finished, but some require all of Part 1 to be completed. That's every singularity. Whenever there's not an event, you should knock down story quests. If you really need incentive, let me refer to the material costs of ascending and leveling your servant skills. The good farming nodes to get these materials are locked behind the story quests, so you can't get your new waifu the big number she deserves if they don't let you into the club. Burn servants that you don't like. There will be a lot of servants that you dislike or just don't want to use. Maybe you want a team of only husbandos or something. That's cool. Play how you want. However, it'll take a while to get new servants. If you burn Paracelsus von Hohenheim because you're a Full Metal Alchemist fan and have some emotional baggage, you'll be really sad when you find out that he's a top-tier support for extreme whale servants and enables mind-bending strategies. Despair over content that you've missed. Many events will get a rerun, most of the time about a year after they run for the first time. Almost every single servant will get a rate-up within the next 2 years, and there's a lot of content to cover between now and then. For example, when Mordred came out, she became the best farming saber because she hit a skill that charged her own noble phantasm gauge when nobody else did. In a cruel turn of fate that's in flavor with Arthurian lore, Artoria later got buffs that BTFO Mordred and absolutely reversed the fanbase's idea of what a farming saber should look like. Oh yeah, the game calls Saber by the name of Altria because of localization, but I don't care and I prefer to pronounce it as Artoria. Long story short, it's not the end of the world if you missed an event or didn't get a servant that you wanted. Neglect low rarity servants. I know that I spent time dumping on some low rarity servants, but I want to stress that low rarity servants will be your bread and butter for a long time. They're not as bodacious as your new 5-star servant, but Hans and Mozart provide useful team buffs that can help your tentpole servants deal more damage amongst harder content. Plus, some 3-star servants are legitimately amazing. Best Doggo Lancer Kuhulain, Best Eggplant Kohai Mash, Archer Arash, Archer Uriel, Rider Ushiwakamaru, and Berserker Lubu Fengzhan have immense utility that will help you even when you have a reliable cast of 5-star servants. Use Saint Quartz to revive your team. Let's say that you set up your team inefficiently, or some content was just absolute bullshit difficult. When your friends dissolve into magic dust, the game will ask you to sacrifice your earthly possessions to revive your friends. Don't. Use command seals instead. If you've already used your command seals and you really want to retry, wait a few days and try again. Saint Quartz should be for rolling and rolling only because it costs about 50 cents USD to buy one Saint Quartz, assuming that you buy in bulk. When you spend 3 to resurrect your retainers, it's like you're ordering guacamole on your Chipotle and then just scooping it off and throwing it on the floor because you forgot to use Match's Noble Phantasm when Gilgamesh was about to nuke your ass. Use Saint Quartz to fill your AP bar. The game will give you golden fruit, affectionately referred to by the fanbase as golden apples, as spare batteries to fill your AP bar. Just wait until you have those. If you really desperately need AP, then do the 40 AP Ember Gathering quest until you level up, because remember, every time you level up, you get another full bar of AP on top of what you already had. At the end of the day, I encourage you to play the game however you want. However, I hope that some of my suggestions can help you get more out of your Fate Grand Order experience. Let me know what you'd like to see in the next video in the comments section or in our Study in Salt Discord server. Thanks for watching this far, and don't succumb to the salt.